Welcome back, movie enthusiasts, anime aficionados, and TV series lovers, to our captivating corner of the internet. Whether you're a seasoned cinephile or a curious newcomer, we've got you covered. Expect exciting discussions, insightful critiques, and recommendations that will make you say, "I must watch that." Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Get ready to embark on a journey of entertainment, knowledge, and cinematic delight with Top Ranking. Now, without further ado, let's dive into our latest review and rating on The Fast and the Furious. Yes, I will finally be beginning another long journey on the Fast and Furious franchise. With it still going on and hopefully, as we learn that it will be ending soon, but hey, how many times have they said that anyways? So stay tuned for the other videos on the franchise, as I will be taking a look at each and every last one, to then later rank all of them, and we will finally see which one is truly the best. The Fast and the Furious is a high-octane action film released in 2001, directed by Rob Cohen and starring Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, and others. The movie revolves around illegal street racing, heists, and undercover operations. Here's a detailed summary of everything that happened in the film. Act 1. Introduction. The film begins with a series of daring hijackings of cargo trucks carrying expensive electronics, led by a mysterious group of skilled drivers. The Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, suspects the hijackers are using modified cars to carry out their heists, but they cannot catch them. Enter Brian O'Connor, Paul Walker, an undercover LAPD officer who loves street racing and is determined to infiltrate the illegal racing scene to find the perpetrators. He gains the attention of Dominic "Dom" Toretto, Vin Diesel, the charismatic leader of a close-knit group of street racers. Brian slowly earns Dom's trust by defeating him in a street race, and he is invited to join their inner circle. He befriends Mia Toretto, Jordana Brewster, Dom's sister, who owns a cafe where the racers frequently hang out. Meanwhile, he also establishes a connection with Vince, Matt Schulze, another member of Dom's team, who is suspicious of Brian's true intentions. Act 2. Racing and heists. As Brian delves deeper into Dom's world, he learns more about their illegal activities. Dom reveals that his team has been involved in the recent truck heists, targeting specific cargo. Brian becomes conflicted as he develops genuine friendships with the racers, especially Mia, and starts to sympathize with their struggles. The group participates in various intense street races, showcasing their impressive driving skills and adrenaline-fueled passion for racing. Brian also gets involved in a romance with Mia, which complicates his mission further. During one of the races, Brian meets Letty Ortiz, Michelle Rodriguez, Dom's girlfriend and a skilled street racer. Letty becomes wary of Brian, believing that he might pose a threat to their close-knit crew. As Brian gathers more information, he becomes convinced that the hijackers are part of Dom's racing crew. He suspects that they are using the stolen electronics to build a powerful weapon, but he lacks concrete evidence to prove it. Act 3. Revelations and tensions. The tensions rise as Brian tries to balance his duty as an undercover officer and his growing loyalty towards Dom and his team. Vince, still skeptical of Brian, confronts him about his true identity. Brian's cover is nearly blown, but he manages to convince Vince that he's on their side. Meanwhile, Brian becomes closer to Dom, who opens up about his past and how he ended up leading a life of illegal street racing and crime. Dom shares his philosophy of living life a quarter mile at a time and the importance of family. The LAPD finally identifies the hijackers' next target, a shipment of expensive electronics. Dom's crew prepares for the heist, and Brian informs his superiors about the plan, hoping to apprehend the criminals in the act. The situation becomes tense as the LAPD sets up surveillance to catch the hijackers red-handed. Act 4. The heist and betrayal. The heist unfolds on a winding mountain road, where the racers hijack the truck with precision driving and coordination. Brian tries to stop them, but he finds himself torn between his duty and the loyalty he has developed for his newfound friends. To Brian's surprise, the heist does not go as planned. A rival gang intervenes, trying to steal the stolen goods, leading to a thrilling high-speed chase and chaotic confrontation. During the chaos, Vince is severely injured and trapped in the hijacked truck. In a moment of crisis, Dom puts aside his rivalry with Brian and allows him to save Vince's life. Brian successfully rescues Vince, but is later confronted by Dom, who discovers Brian's true identity as an undercover cop. Act 5. Showdown and redemption. With tensions at their peak, Brian and Dom face off in an intense street race. The stakes are high, and both racers push their cars to the limit. The race ends in a collision, and Dom's car flips, leaving him trapped inside. Brian, torn between duty and friendship, makes a life-changing decision. He risks his own life to save Dom by pulling him from the wreckage just before the car explodes. This act of selflessness earns Dom's respect, and he spares Brian from immediate arrest. However, the LAPD finally arrives on the scene, and Brian knows that he must face the consequences of his actions. Dom manages to escape, leaving Brian behind to explain his actions to the authorities. Epilogue. Family and the open road. In the aftermath, Dom goes into hiding, and Brian is left to deal with the fallout from his choices. Despite his conflict of loyalties, Brian finds solace in the knowledge that he has made true friends in Dom's crew, and that he ultimately did the right thing by saving Dom's life. The Fast and the Furious concludes with Brian paying a visit to Dom's sister. Brian hands her the keys to his car and, as a sign of respect, tells her that he owes Dom a 10-second car, a nod to the philosophy Dom had shared earlier. Brian then drives off into the open road, embracing the life of an outlaw, while the fate of Dom remains unknown. The film ends on a poignant note, highlighting the themes of loyalty, family, and the blurred lines between right and wrong in the world of fast-paced street racing. This explosive action-packed movie paved the way for a hugely successful franchise that continues to thrill audiences worldwide. The Fast and the Furious, released in 2001, kickstarted a franchise that has become synonymous with high-octane action and over-the-top stunts. Directed by Rob Cohen, the film introduced audiences to the world of underground street racing and brought Vin Diesel and Paul Walker to the forefront as the leads. While it may not be a cinematic masterpiece, the film has its own brand of charm that has contributed to its enduring popularity. The film's strongest aspect is undeniably the intense and adrenaline-pumping racing scenes. The meticulous attention to detail in capturing the heart-pounding action of illegal street races adds an authentic layer to the film. The chemistry between the main characters, Dominic Toretto, Vin Diesel, and Brian O'Connor, Paul Walker, brings a sense of camaraderie and rivalry that holds the movie together, even if the dialogue occasionally borders on cliché. However, where The Fast and the Furious falls short is in its character development and plot complexity. The characters' motivations and backstories are often underdeveloped, leaving the audience wanting more depth. The plot, while it serves as a framework for the action, is relatively straightforward and lacks the intricacies that later entries in the franchise would attempt to incorporate. The film's portrayal of car culture and its focus on street racing may also feel dated to modern audiences. The extreme stylization of the cars, the emphasis on nitro boosts, and the over-the-top portrayal of the underground racing scene might come across as somewhat exaggerated and less grounded in reality. One of the film's standout performances is by Vin Diesel, who brings an undeniable charisma to his role as Dominic Toretto. His brooding presence and his portrayal of the code of honor within the racing community add depth to his character, even when the script doesn't fully explore his motivations. Paul Walker's Brian O'Connor, on the other hand, provides a relatable entry point for viewers, showcasing his journey from an undercover cop to understanding the allure of the racing world. In summary, The Fast and the Furious, 2001, is a product of its time that thrives on its exhilarating racing sequences, charismatic performances, and the foundation it laid for a blockbuster franchise. While it may lack the complexity and character development of later installments, it's a nostalgic throwback to the early 2000s action cinema. If you're looking for a film that offers non-stop, adrenaline-fueled escapism, you'll find it here. Just don't expect a deeply intricate storyline. While it might not have received extremely high critical acclaim, The Fast and the Furious went on to become a highly successful franchise known for its action-packed sequences and diverse ensemble cast. It's worth noting that subsequent movies in the franchise gained more popularity and higher ratings over time. With that being said, I would love to give The Fast and the Furious a solid rating of 7.2. While on its own it may have a rating just below the 7 mark, I feel like as time progressed and more movies came out of the franchise, the aspect of the street racing and all the normal things that were happening in the first few movies has to become a much more appreciated aspect. Totally one of the major reasons we started watching the franchise in the first place, and if there is no more of that, then all the movies that were heavily on street racing and all that stuff definitely gets a little point up on my rating. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave a comment for any series you all think I should watch and make a video on. Appreciate everyone, stay safe and continue going for your dreams and goals. Till next time, stay chillin'.